Right then, today there is a new bicycle joining the stable. A new arrival on the fleet. It's a Rudge, date unknown. We're going to go and have a look at it, just a preliminary overview as it arrived here. But first of all, let's hear what friend John has to say, as he was the one who went to collect it for me.
Josh, this bike rides really well, very smooth. Hard to believe it's 80 years old. I really want one of these now.
High praise indeed from John over there. And it is a very shapely machine, very nice looking bike. It is very old as well, but we're not sure how old. There was no dates given on the listing. The hub, I think, is out of the question to date because it's an AW, Sturmey Archer AW hub, which to me means it's had a replacement later in its life. I've got a date of 1937 in my head for some reason, although that's probably something I've just dreamt up for whatever reason. Looking at the listing I bought it from, there was no date at all, so all we've got is the frame number, which is here, 32859R. So if any of you guys can shed any light on that, leave a comment. And there was one on the bottom bracket I've not actually had a look at yet. There's usually one on the bottom bracket anyway, so now would be as good a time as any. Let's see. Right, well, there is a number there. I don't know if you can see that with these in these poor conditions, but it seems to me to be 148462Z, if that means anything to anyone. But it's definitely old in the sense of it being 1930s. I'm certain of that because of this, you know, like I have on the 1935 Rally. It's got the similar headset fixings here, round instead of hexagon there, you see. It also has the quadrant type gear shifter, which would indicate there was a K type hub fitted. As I say, this is a later AW replacement, and I haven't really had a look for a date on that, but I don't think there was one. So date wise, I don't know, but I think it's safe to say it's pre-Rally Industries. As I say, all comments, ideas on that would be welcome. I'm afraid I'm not in my usual filming spot today because of space constraints, so I'm near the bird feeding area in the garden. There is evidence of Rudge lettering here. You see that transfer there, very worn, but that's definitely Rudge, and that seems to be the remains of the Rudge hand, as also seen on the chain wheel there. The fact that everything is painted black and there is no evidence of chrome underneath it, underneath the paint, again makes me think it's 1930s. mid to late 1930s. There is Lucas Bell here, which requires a new band, but that's not a big problem. I've got one of them, a spare one. Rod brakes, as you will have seen. Very, very little wear on the brake gear. Very little wear indeed. The pegs are usually the first to go, but they're all right, albeit a bit dry. Likewise for the rear rod brake there. And you can see the stirrups are quite different to the later Rally Industries type, which is, you know, I go for completeness and originality. Those two considerations are paramount to me when buying a bike. It's got pretty much all of the fixings here. You see the little securing nuts there, and all the screws are in good order. You see, nice and straight. I'm not sure what this is. Perhaps that was owner added. It looks like it was some sort of mascot or motif, wing motif or something, that has been bolted to the mudguard and has been damaged over time, being die cast and therefore quite fragile. So you can see there, it looks like something has snapped off. No idea what that was. The bloke selling it in the listings said he was told it was an ex-guardsman's bike. Maybe it was a military insignia, I don't know. Pedals, the much later Union fitment. Doubtful that the gents pedals, they do the job, but I've got a more suitable set. As I work my way through the bike, it's going to receive a, you know, a full strip and overhaul again, as I do as a matter of course, really. Now I prefer to just go through, strip the entire bike, hubs, bottom bracket, headsets, etc. Just strip them, clean them, repack them. Then you know what you're working with then. It's always a good policy. Then you've got a benchmark for a major overhaul then. The bike, after all that work, shouldn't need touching again like that for 10 or 15 years. So I'll be giving it the full treatment, much like I did with the 1935 Rally. But overall, you know, the condition really is excellent. Like John said, for about an 80-year-old bike, it does have the original paintwork. This is the original finish here. And you can just make out Rudge on the seat tube there. We've got pump clips and evidence here of gold pinstriping, where one of the clips, either for the gear wheel or pump clip, has been moved, and it's preserved the gold pinstriping there. So there's the quadrant. Right, and this camera is really pissing me off now, because it just keeps trying to focus on the background. So I'm really going to have to try and get a handle on that, because it's starting to piss me off now. Anyway, saddle. Is it original? I don't know. It's very worn, a Wright's. All black painted, so it might be original. Mattress saddle stuffed with hair or fibre or something. The carrier, I'm not sure about. It looks to me like it's a 28-inch wheel carrier. It looks miles too big for this bike with its 26-inch wheels. So I think I can safely say that's for a 28-inch wheel roadster. Mudguard, well, functional. White painted tail on it with reflector, as was the law. It does appear to have had a replacement stay in its life, as again, in common with the 1935 rally, you can just sort of see remains of the you see here, you can just sort of see the remains of the original stay there, which seemed prone to breaking, because the front, that's original at the front there. Bottom bracket has this neat little oil port there, which is one that you unscrew. So I'm glad that that's still present, because with it being readily detached, you know, a lot of them must have gone missing over the years from bikes. So there you have it, really. Oh yeah, the rims, Westwood rims, which are an old design, of course. I think Raleigh, when they took over, or shortly after they took over Rudge, they used the, not Hendrick, Westrick, of course, that's it, which were a combination of Westwood and Hendrick rims to give a dual purpose rim. Saved manufacturing costs, really. They could fit one rim to all the bikes, the utility bikes like this, and it'd do for any permutation of braking, rod braking or rim caliper brakes. And they were Dunlop as well on here. Just trying to see if that's visible. I have seen it when I just had a quick look before filming, so you'll have to take my word for that. But yeah, they are Dunlop rims, so good quality, not worn out, not rusted through, so it's looking good. It's looking good. I'm going to enjoy riding this one. And here are the Rudge Patent sloping fork caps there, which in the literature of the time it made a big deal of saying they were double reinforced or something along those lines. And of course the lamp bracket are for Rudge. So on that note I'll end. I've had a quick look at the bike now, and with that out of the way, I can start work sympathetically overhauling it, cleaning it up, get a thorough clean first of all, and then I'll go through the bike to make sure it's in tip-top condition. And for the next video I'll have the recurring camera wandering focus problems resolved, I hope. Thanks for watching. Well, as a postscript, some new evidence has come to light as the result of some comments by a chap on the Rally Superb Facebook group. Well, you know how I had a date of 1937 in my head for whatever reason, and I did sort of hint at the AW hub being perhaps a replacement on the bike. Well, that was me being presumptuous. It's in all probability the original hub, because that 1937 date was, I believe, when the AW was introduced. So yes, it does look like it is correct for the bike, and indeed it's a wartime production by Raleigh Industries. So I'm pleased that that has been cleared up, and thanks to the Facebook group. So that's the end of that one. The mystery is solved.